Right, welcome everybody to episode 1 of Doki Literature Club. Whee! Now, I've not so much. So I'm going to be totally honest. I don't know what to expect when playing this game, but we might as well hop straight into it. Oh, don't I have to do voices? Hey! Fucking hell. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance. That music is kind of loud. I'm gonna turn that down a bit. Okay. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. This girl is Sayori, my neighbour and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today. But it just kind of worked out because you know each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this. But starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better for running off. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's me, Joni. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think that we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you didn't have in your heart to be mean if you wanted to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Joni, have you started on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you were going to join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible I did. Yeah, I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me. Hang on. I can't read properly. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I worried that you won't learn how to socialise or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I died at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit. But even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori has me check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come to the classroom whilst I was spacing out. I look around a minute, I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you sitting here spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club. But I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Whether you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie? Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. And since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is going to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I'd bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayuri is really that much of an airhead or she's just so cunning as to have planned this all out. I let her alongside. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yeah, let's go! And thus, today marks I sold my soul for a cupcake. So it's very story-based telling at the moment. I don't know how I feel. I dejectedly follow Sayuri across the school and upstairs. A section of the school... a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayuri, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayuri says such nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Joni, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Oh, wow. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognise. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She is also the one who makes cupcakes, according to Sayuri. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayuri says that quietly into my ear, then turns back to the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayuri and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Joni. Monica smiles. What's going on with your skirt, Monica? Hummina. Okay, I should put it up. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Sorry. It's like 1 AM when I'm recording this. I've got to get content out somehow, though. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Joni. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? Okay. The girls have a few desks arranged around the table. Sayuri mentioned it's been widened so there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayuri. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, Alice takes a seat next to Sayuri. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were this good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry up and take one. Sayuri grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayuri talks with a... Sayuri talks with a mouthful and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavour. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Yeah, I thought you technically did. Sayori said... Well, maybe. But not for you know. You! Dummy. Alright. I gave up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismissed the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places the cup in front of each of us before sitting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gives us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. Tea and reading might... Yeah, so tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. Wow. I'm able to read. This is interesting. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monaco raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Sayori tells me I shouldn't tell Monica I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet. Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could be a board member at any of the major clubs. Weren't you leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is a really great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find just these three. Maybe that's why they're so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Journey, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking, seeing after Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favourites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious the way her eyes light up, that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped for something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I would never expect that, Yuri. For someone who is gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? Left a piece of scrap paper behind last meeting. It looks like you're working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! Give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything is as cute as you are. Sayuri slides up behind Natsuki and puts her head on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very competent writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, expose your vulnerabilities, and show them even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe you share some of your work. We can set an example to help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I want to read everyone's poems. We all sat in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically. That's a tongue twister of a word. And Monica, let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we will share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now we have a new member. I think it will help us all to get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen our bond with the club. Isn't that right, Joni? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Yeah? What's that? Now we're back to the original topic of me joining the club. I bluntly came forward to see with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayuri may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I there are other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. The four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry. I thought, Joni, you all. I'm defensive against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That's it. That is, if writing poems is the price I have to pay, I will spend every day with these four beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayuri wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey. You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem and bring it to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over me once more. Joni, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Joni, since you're already here, do you want to go walk home together? That's right, Sayuri and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! I'm losing my voice a bit, fucking hell. With that, the two of us depart the classroom and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayuri, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Would I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I have a chance to grow closer to one of the girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh, it's time to write a poem. Pick what you think your favourite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay. So electricity, heart, parfait, desire, extraordinary, scars, frightening, happiness, warm, and skirt. Now we've got to figure out which club member I like the most. I think the most is gonna be Yuri. Ooh, yeah, Yuri's a okay. So Yuri likes frightening. Kiss, eternity, disorientated, anxiety, atone, variant, vibrant, sing, waterfall, and milk. Let's go anxiety. Oh, that's another Yuri word. Lucky, bunny, universe, ribbon, hopeless, giggle, clouds, marriage, strawberry, and heart. I'm going to say heartbeat. Ooh, Natsuki. Peaceful, whistle, party, flying, infinite, aura, determination, ambient, pleasure, and graveyard. Determination. Ooh. Vacation, holiday, disarray, love, crimson, sadness, cheeks, vertigo, bliss, and melody. I'm going to say vertigo. Oh. Tenacious, summer, lazy, spinning, rainbow, pain, suicide, nightgown, papa, and horror. I think we'll say papa. Nibble, defeat, contamination, extreme, romance, philosophy, depression, empty, misfortune, and starscape. We're going to say starscape. Nature, whisper, twirl, fear, Valentine, meager, candy, wonderful, socks, and fireflies. We're gonna say fireflies. Sayuri, nice. Bouncy, existence, feather, analysis, Doki Doki. I'm sorry, we're pointing capital Doki Doki. Awesome, smile, raindrops, shiny in it. Yeah, we're gonna have Doki Doki. That's a Natsuki word. Agonizing, uncontrollable, sparkle, hope, whirlwind, boop, alone, breathe, pout, and we're gonna go pout. Hair, hop, misery, comfort, wrath, effulgent, covert, anime, tears, intellectual. We love a bit of anime here. Vivid, dream, rain cloud, disown, secretive, flower, oceans, headphones, marshmallow, and sticky. We're gonna say vivid. Calm, dark, fluffy blanket, incongruent, explode, pure, landscape, amazing, kitty, we say explode, question, unending, cage, after image, swimsuit, destiny, silly, laugh, passion, and peace, we'll say after image, chocolate, skipping, charm, disaster, joy, together, sensation, vivacious, don't know, restrained, and lust, we're going to say charm, sweet, friends, poof, embrace, death, cry, promise, sunset, vanilla, and club. We're going to say death. Uncanny, kawaii, time, mouse, colour, bubbles, daydream, cheer, pink, and dance. We're going to say daydream. Tragedy, grief, despise, dazzle, hurt, play, vitality, fester, forgive, and massacre. We'll say despise. Music, lollipop, lipstick, jumpy, rose, clumsy, precious, playground, inferno, or prayer. We're going to say inferno. Family, imagination, adventure, cute, sugar, essence, puppy, jump, unstable, trope. We're going to say unstable. That's how we do this. Here we go. Hi again, Joni. Guys, you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange to me, but I used to keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Joni. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not so accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sarah told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year too. Don't know if you just plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth on who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monokura manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back to her seat. Don't worry, guys. Joni always gives it his best. As long as I keep referring to my own pronouns of her, and I always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with his busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you always set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Joni can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, same as oblivious to the weird situation you just put me into. Oh, you're in boys in today, you know. Well, wait, Sayori. Me? No, really. Don't be shy. It's nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like it's a big deal, it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so it's a nice gesture from you. Any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It will make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I wouldn't make it a big deal even if you didn't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches to her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy it. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How could this girl accidentally be so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica having a cheery conversation in the corner. Ooh. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression as she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. At the same time, I feel bad for distracting her from her reading. I catch a glimpse at the cover of her book. It still looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. The only way to hide her face is deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this since I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was forced, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this. Is that the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I want to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Ah, well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The title is titled The Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just want to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And whilst her life is in danger, she needs to desperately decide who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it's gonna be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Joni? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be so completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they made out to be a naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologise. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But first I shall let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I ended up saying something strange. And please tell me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. It just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. Ah, that's... Wait, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I'll quickly retrieve the book that I had put into my bag. Right, is it fine if I sit here? I slip in the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and stare at the prologue. Soon I understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's always I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe it's a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. She is reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologise a lot, don't you? I do? I really don't mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I sat my desk hers right up against Yuri's and held the book more between the two of them. I suppose. Yuri generally closes her own copy. Once we lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it might make it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh, damn! Look at this! What's going on here? Hello? Yuri, okay. I like a look at the classroom. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. I do the same with my right hand on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flaps to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me, so I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she's finished the page before me. So I turn it by my own while... I didn't read that. What was that word? Volitan? Don't know that word. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning the page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page and letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it underneath her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in lots of ways, but she also second guesses a lot of things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. You remain silent for a moment. But Journey, that's probably a terrible thing I have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't think you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay everyone! I think it's time we share today's poems with each other. We might have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri excels, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri released her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It will be fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's a good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up, make a mental note where I left off the book, and then slipped it in my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. Can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I never had really done this before. Well, now everyone's ready. Why didn't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Suri and Monica enthusiastically put out their poems. Suri is a wrinkled and loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. Can see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, we just had an interaction with Yuri, so I reckon we go Yuri first. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice that her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Yeah, what was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Yeah, that's... What? What the fuck just happened? I think Guitafi just skipped. So he, you did anything wrong, you? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting to know to her? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you have written lots of poetry before. Really? That's actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri says to me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I meant... Yuri chairs up, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This was being able to tell. Their specific writing habits is usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognise is new writers that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit together, the two together. The end result is both the style and the apprehensiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone if she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Oh bloody hell. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure how Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. What the flip is that word? The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green lure of the future. I bathe. Calming, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. Yeah, you fucking do! Fucking heck, I couldn't read half that word. What? I was thinking that at all. Yes, I fucking was. Don't you lie to yourself. But it took you a long time to read. Oh, fuck, don't tell me she knows it took me a while to read. Well, I don't read script very often. Script? Okay. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. But still, I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Haha. Actually, the story isn't about ghost stories, though, Jenny. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over after all. Remember, poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to ghosts, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of it like that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so nah. If anything, I could possibly learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Joni. Yeah, me too. Who should I show my poem to next? Let's go Sayori. I haven't had much interaction with Sayori recently. This is a good poem, Joni. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why I'm impressed. That's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously, though you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me how you really are part of our club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Joni. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know. Trying new things is like this for other people. Is that something only really good people do? Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure how Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny she's part of the reason I joined. Know how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry. I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Right, Sayori's poem! Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not bad. I want breakfast. How can you finish off a poem like that? Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until the morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say that was a bad poem. It just came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah, especially that last line. I made eggs and toast, even though you are late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Ah, yeah. But next time, I won't forget. I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I have to look forward to it. Well, see, she said Monica's the best. I guess we go Monica next. Hi, Joni. Having a good time so far? Aye, yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new here and everything, if you ever had any suggestions for the club, like any new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Joni. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I had Monica my poem. Great job, Joni. I was going ooh in my head whilst I was reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easy for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. It's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri loves this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. I like Sari who likes to use simple, direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes someone reads their left to derive their own meaning out of it. Very challenging to write like that effectively. but allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked her. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry about that. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn to try new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this again. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims it not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. I bet that's toad in wall. Hole in the wall. Fucking like playing Minecraft games. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spankle protrudes. Noisy neighbour and angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind, like a film left out in some. But it's too late. My retains, already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, shooting forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realised now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Ooh, that one's good. I like that one. So, what do you think? It's very freeform in the way, if that's what you call it. So, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When formed out loud, it can really be powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. Ooh, epiphanies. I love an epiphany. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yes, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain can get too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll get a big dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Well, thank you, Monica. And last but not least, Natsuki. Lots of quiet. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. I bet you'll like it. It says, good eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Okay. Yeah. Told you then when you're gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in this high school thinks that writing has to be so sophisticated and stuff. So people don't prepare to take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you these great things can be really disheartening. So I started to write about that. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then make it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feelings in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into that than I realised. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humour her with that last comment. I really don't care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take it away from her. Nope, that's all the poems. I think my favourite poem would definitely be Monica's. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. There was a little more stressful than I anticipated, as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayuri and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, showing their own respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of them express change. Natsuki eyebrows is fire in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with that language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know. I just meant the language, I guess. Other than trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Oh dear. Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for a suggestion, I would have asked somebody who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayuri liked it, and Joni did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my own writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, so unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Joni liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, the music's gone. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress a new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Joni appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No, I wasn't full of myself. I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everything okay? Well, you know what? I was the one whose boobs magically were as big as soon as Joni started showing up. Whoa! Damn, Natsuki! Why are you paying attention to her boobies? Yuri. Natsuki. Natsuki is a little... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me. They're just standing there. Joni! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. But she could just get over herself and learn to appreciate the simple writing is more effective. That would have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force him to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Joni. Wait, there's no reason to have so many deep expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning more effectively. Avoiding them is not unnecessarily limiting yourself. It's also a waste. You understand that, right, Joni? Well? How do I get this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I agree with, they'll probably think highly of me. So of course it's gonna be... Yuri. Natsuki. You're right, I liked your poem. See? Wait. It's no excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because of someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri? You're seriously a talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, thanks. But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it simply becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, and this would never happen in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Now don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped. At this point, being defiant is the only way she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm her, I have to take a walk and clear my head. So she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm going to do that. She'll spare me from having to look at your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples her poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki. She didn't really need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. Can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Joni. You're too kind. It's nothing. Ooh, I think I skipped past something there. I'm thankful to have you as part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing Natsuki said about, you know, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what did Natsuki say? Never mind that. I'm gonna go make some tea. No, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Janie, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing talking about it with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you will learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kind of poem everyone likes. And with any luck, I can do a better job impressing those who I want to impress. I noticed myself with newfound determination. Joni, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayuri breathes a bit. It should have been a while since Sayuri and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayuri, what about what happened earlier? What do you mean? You know, between you and Natsuki? Does that thing kind of happen often? No. It's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise you, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Joni, it's nice to get to spend time with you in the club. But I think you get along with everyone, and that's what makes you the happiest. I think everyone likes you too. That's... Every day's gonna be so much fun. Sigh. I looks as if Sayuri hasn't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayuri. I pat Sayuri on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her. But it's easy to use Sayuri as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, let's do this. And I think with that, we're going to end episode 1 of Doki Doki Literature Club. It's been so much fun. I'm definitely going to come back for an episode 2. But yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed, and I shall see you all in part 2.